Rich, you are a regular at CloudWorld, and what is special about this event? How would you describe it in a few words, and what does it mean for Oracle professionals and Oracle aces?
Well, I think everything happened about a year and a half with ChatGPT 3.5 coming out. And I think Oracle Aces have led the charge in showing what Oracle can produce. But this cloud world is very exciting because Oracle always brings out everything new at Cloud World. So I'm excited to see what they have, but also to share my knowledge in the area of AI and machine learning as well.
Okay, understandable. This year, you're leading a session on generative AI using paired with Oracle Vector Database for retail, which sounds fascinating. And what should people expect to walk away with?
Your data is worth 25% of your company's value, says McKinsey. So if you can leverage that data in some way, it's going to help. But it takes business people to use algorithms inside of Oracle. And these are machine learning things that'll tell you your good and bad customers. It will tell you the attributes that make them good or bad. It'll tell you what they're buying together. And those are 3 different algorithms you can put together to do that. It'll also cluster big data that other people have. Maybe it's some other company that has data about your industry. And then you can look at the principal components that make up your best customers and then look through that big data and cluster it by those components so you can find more customers. Then I'll look at AI, which is coming very fast. And if you think of ChatGPT and large language models, it's just machine learning for language. So somebody took the whole internet and basically put all those words together, and by paying attention to the right words, it can converse with you. Well, what it means to people who run the Oracle database is I could put that large language model in my database, and different ones Oracle uses. You could go to Cohere, you can go to Google's Gemini, you can go to OpenAI, and use ChatGPT 4.0 or whatever you're looking for. But then I could also take my own database, which has things like, and if I take a step back at AI, if you think of the word cat, well, what do they do with cat? They take it and they make a vector embedding. So they look at the cat's eyes, the fur, the tail, and everything, and then they plot it on a chart. And the cats are maybe somewhere in one area, and then dogs are in a different area. So if I ask a question about cats, it will find that area very fast. And it's just a series of numbers, and they're called vector embeddings. But now if I have a video of a cat, it also goes in that area. If I have text about a cat, it also goes in that area. So how can I use that in my vector database? Well, now I can take my business knowledge, use vector embeddings to embed that knowledge. So now that I could verbally ask my database questions, and I could have people, support themselves in some ways to find the answer to their own questions by taking the vector embeddings of all the documents, maybe my support documents, manuals, maybe where my stores are, so they can ask questions about the part they need, find the store, and then I can give them a map that shows them where to get the part they need. And that's what's really valuable. But I can do securely with Oracle. And then Oracle has all the other things in the database that help it. I mean, you hear our other aces like Charles Kim, Craig Shallahammer, Gary Gordhammer talk about these a lot. And then Sean Scott also talks about the things as a developer that are very important as well. But when I look at the various things, Oracle is getting bigger and better in the world of AI by leveraging their database, using vector embeddings, but not sharing that data with these large language models, keeping it in the database where it's safe. That's called retrieval augmented generation. Augment those words and what the ChatGPT or something like that finds, and augment it with your own data, but keep your data safe. That's what we do well, is help you do that.
It sounds exciting. So why do you think generative AI paired with vector database, why this combination is such a game changer for the retail industry?
I think it's a game changer for retail because retail changes very, very fast. So very quickly, I can look at things people are buying together, and I can reorganize my store so those products are near each other. So if you look at a good retail store, it'll have the women's blouses with the women's pants, and maybe the hats are on the side and the shoes are on a rack on top. So they know those things are together. Now that's maybe basic. But maybe I don't know that they also buy, maybe baby items shouldn't be so far from women's items. Oh, maybe they often buy that in the store. So knowing what people buy together, knowing my good customers from bad customers, I can use an algorithm and find who are the best customers, and now I can send them and make them some rewards customer and give them a special deal. Hey, because one of our best customers, we're letting you know about this sale before we let anyone else know about it. So now I know who my better customers are because I've classified them using an algorithm to find the bad ones.
Okay, but could we compare Oracle, the Oracle vector database with generative AI with other Oracle advanced tools? How does it stand out? Is it better in terms of data storage and data analysis?
When I look at Oracle, where they play a piece of the puzzle is, where is my business data? All my products are in my database, maybe. All my sales are in my database. All my customers are in my database. Well, I don't want to share that with the world because people are very competitive and they'll take that. So how can I leverage that? Well, I can use generative AI maybe to take products and build nice ads with them and say, give me this blouse, which I have in my store, and I want you to put it, on a person who's walking down the streets of Chicago. Maybe it's some very high fashion that looks like somebody should be stepping out on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. Or maybe I have some worker utility things where I say, put this person who looks like it's a workman who's, digging a hole to put in a telephone. And so now I can leverage that, basically augmenting, retrieval augmented generation. I'm taking this generated person and then putting my actual item on them. And then maybe I have the light, maybe I want it to be sunny, maybe I want it to be something else, depending on what I want as the background. I may not have that background, but I may have clothes that are in a, you would wear maybe on a picnic. Well, I want a background with a picnic. I could say, put this on somebody and put a picnic behind them and things like that. But with Oracle's advantage is your data is there, and now I can use that with a large language model like Gemini or ChatGPT or Google, or rather Cohere, and things like that. And I can leverage it now that Oracle integrates with both Microsoft and the Google clouds as well. Now those could be co-located in the same data center where there's not a loss of time between moving between one or the other if I want to leverage one of those large language models with my own data, and then augment that answer with something that is actually in my store that day. And then I have the security. Somebody can't come in and take my data because Oracle's been doing security for so many years and they do it so well. It also has things like partitioning. It will make that AI even faster because I partition data into small pieces. So if they're looking for children's, well, they don't have to look at all the clothes. I can partition the children's into a separate area. Now Oracle makes it even faster. I could use things like in memory so that things go into memory. Once again, you have all these ACE directors, they talk about it all the time. These various topics of how to leverage Oracle and make it faster. And with AI, you're looking at so much data and so many pieces, and vector embeddings make it more complicated. Tuning things is very important because it saves you money on your cost of the cloud.